We are here to do your channel messages and what I see for your star sign in each month. Now, if you do like this content, remember to click the bell. And also we do have a brand new edition, which is the Romance Zone. So stay tuned for that. I will be bringing those channel messages with the tarot live by mid-month. So if you do wish this content ahead of the game, you can join a YouTube membership where I pre-release these a week ahead. Take care, and let's have a look at what I see for your zodiac sign this month. Welcome back. Yes, we do have your psychic updates, and we do have, as mentioned, the brand new edition Capricorn, which is for your romance house, launching by mid-month. Yes, we do have these pre-released first at the YouTube membership level and also via the podcast. So if you want to get these ahead of the crowd, come through and join us. Now let's dive straight into your update for your psychic energy of what I see coming through for your zodiac sign. Okay, this I do feel, Capricorn, is going to be I'm seeing this to be quite pivotal this month, and I do feel all of this reflection, all of these things that you're wanting to achieve, all of your personal beliefs about yourself, and any really adverse circumstances you've been having going on, especially if they are happening right now, you may be really shedding old skin. And I'm saying the serpent rising, and I do feel this is not only going to affect this month, but potentially your future moving forward and for the rest of your life. So this is quite a large transition that your zodiac sign is going through, both from a spiritual and an astrological point of view, and it will affect the next 2 years. So there can be tension points, especially through my website. I do actually cover transits and different things. Education content is going to be out 2023. So, from that point of view, one of my statement pieces was, if there was any zodiac that maybe would need some guidance and support, it was definitely your zodiac sign. And January can still, for you, at a physical level, feel very transformative. You personally may be going through some changes. This probably isn't the best time right now to do those drastic changes. Now, what drastic changes could we be talking about, and when would they be of a higher octane voting for you at an individual level? This can be beauty work. This could be cosmetic surgery, wardrobe changes, drastic hairdos. I think if you're going to do anything to the such, I'd probably wait for the first 2 weeks of February. If you can hold on, do such. I also feel how you view yourself is changing, and this can be anything from really reworking your wellness and looking at what you need to address, what you need to let go of. Now, can these be habits? Can these be beliefs? Yes, I do feel so, but I also feel 3D circumstances actually have impacted you in the past. And you can be moving into a brand new chapter of your life. And this can also pertain to both career, accommodation, love, romance. I mean, you name it, the world is going to be your oyster. So as much as you may find in dips, ebbs and flows that you're going to experience some conflict, I do feel it's going to come down to a psychological belief inside yourself as well as the 3D. But I feel you're going to have more tools with this to actually address it. I do feel make sure you're quite transparent, and I feel your communication style can be sort of evolving at this point. And I almost see you rolling your eyes like you're having to repeat yourself with things. I do feel from a personal point of view, you can be looking at life and wanting to really recover, wanting to recoup, wanting to get back, on an even keel. I would say this month, it's still very important to look after your wellness, keep yourself grounded. We'll go into that within your wellness sector of the report, but I am feeling spiritually to be cautious around that during January 2023. I do particularly see some of you are going to want to kick habits. Now, because your messages are coming through already, we're going to dive straight into the romance zone. Let's tap into that. I do spiritually see there's going to be radical changes this month, and I do feel it's moving forward. I do feel, be it you are single or couple, there is transformations and change, and that can be in the style. That may be, bringing that spontaneity back. It could be phone calls and messages. There still can be some element of stress on you I feel this can be what part you take. You know, it's really funny because Gemini had these messages coming through, and I feel it could be for you also. There could have been in the past where you were the pursuer, you were coming through very traditionally and looking through that looking glass in a very traditional aspect. Now, depending on whether you're male or female, I don't really think this is really fussed by either side. But it does seem to be that something inside of yourself in the element of relationships is transforming. I do feel body image issues also can be coming up for some. And particularly, you may have tension points around body image, confidence, how much crap you've got on your plate, what you can handle when you've physically got time for love. I also feel for those of you in relationships, the conflict can be the give and take, and it may be that you're doing a lot and feeling that you have to be almost that Virgoian energy. You've got to get your ducks in a row. Things have to be on point. I do particularly feel this is an opportunity to renegotiate the terms. But I don't know why I'm saying this, but I do feel for you, it's almost like the judge Judy energy. It feels you may be observing circumstances and you may be in the driving seat on this occasion. Sometimes we psychologically feel that's not so. We tend to take ourselves out of the equation inside of our most intimate connections and believe all the power is on one side. And I do feel this can be a renegotiation of power and a revelation inside of ourselves that we can make decisions. Pursuer being the pursuer. Yeah, it's like role reversals in some shape or form. But something directly here is shifting. For those of you that are single, I do feel this is an opportunity to get that suss back. I do feel that you are quite focused on your own personal goals. I do feel the shadow side to this could be a circumstance surrounding your beliefs and your conditioning. So what can that look like? This is my role in connections. This is what connections look like. And I feel you're breaking the mold. I feel you're breaking out of that cycle. And I do feel by mid-month, you can get some real bold blessings, especially relating to the hard work that you put in. I do feel there can be a lot of fire around family. And, this could be passionate exchanges. This could be more playfulness. This could be a subject matter to do with somebody moving, and somebody could be moving abroad. I also feel for some of you, you could be looking at purchasing a new home, pouring energy into it, bringing more fun and socialization. It could be very social over the next 6 months for you. I would say there are possibilities of surprise pregnancy, so please be careful if that is something that you are not ready for. I do feel romance also can spice up and things can come back to you in unexpected ways. So I would say really between now and the first 2 weeks of February, which we will have more updates during that time, and we do have the mid-month updates, so stay tuned for that, and we'll pick up on the Psychic Tarot. What I am seeing is potential drastic changes in romantic status. I do feel for those of you that are really fed up at the status quo and things aren't bunching, and the negotiations between a romantic contract is not boding well. I do particularly feel that some of you, like I said, I'm seeing you in the driving seat. I feel it'll be you that pulls the pin if you feel something isn't working, and I do really feel the world is your oyster. So that's not to say it can't do a 180 and repair. Could it look like ultimatums? Yes, but no. I feel it's more inside of yourself, navigating that truth, using that art of communication and deciding what is going to be best for you. I do feel deeper clarity will come by mid-month, but I also feel there's lots of chances for new beginnings in this domain. Okay, those of you in your career sector, 2 things have been shown to me. A, it could be that you do turn a hobby into a physical business. Some of you also could be working from home, working remotely. This could be due to circumstances occurring in the collective, or it could just be that you're starting a side hustle and it could look quite successful. Others of you, I do feel particularly you could be wondering, okay, what is my position in this career sector? Is this, how am I? How is this direct situation transforming me? Do I resonate with it? For some reason, I do feel you have an opportunity to decide, and particularly some of you might have put your needs inside of a career on hold for particular goals. And I do feel over the next 6 months, those goals are very possible. I also see a large expense surrounding a home. But again, I'm hearing the term easy come, easy go. And I just feel it's all going to wind up like it's not going to be a bad situation overall. Again, I can't give you legal advice. This is more from a psychic point of view. You use your discernment when addressing these things. I do particularly feel in the career sector, you're going to have to, you could particularly feel you're burning the candle at both ends. Hoping to goodness coughing didn't come through. I had to mute the microphone. I do feel your position's going to change, but if you put these things on hold, I think you're thinking of them now. I definitely feel that where it does come to these plans, you're going to be in a very strict, how would I explain it? What are they showing me here? It does feel in order to actually achieve certain things, you're going to get into a very strict routine. And I do feel some of these plans you have for 2023 are really going to come up trumps because you're really honing in on, putting the pestle to the stone. It feels that you really, it's almost like a systematic order, but whatever this is, it's going to be very important to do such. I do feel there is, for those of you that are unhappy in employment, you could be networking at this point, and I do feel opportunities and your progression is actually going to reap dividends. I do feel particularly you may feel a little bit more triggered by mid-month moving forward, but I do feel it's by the last week of January. This also can come down to changes happening in love, changes happening with wealth. Some of you may want to buy a big ticket item. I'm also seeing passwords, secure your passwords. I do feel the hard work you put in there could be a bonus coming your way. I also feel some of you are going to want to, it's almost like I'm seeing assets that you're wanting to replace, purchases you want to get, replacing of old goods. But I do feel you're going to really be focusing on how to rebuild that wealth back up. And I do feel your net worth is going to be worth more. There is a potential for some of you this month for a pay rise. So if you are unhappy, this is a great month to get those resumes out and network and get the ball rolling. Now, I do feel around family, there can be some frustrations. There can be some situations that are going on. I do feel as we move into mid-month, it can lighten up a bit, especially with those crosswires and miscommunication. I do feel some of you also especially where it relates to your wellness, I do feel you really firmly wanting to turn over a new leaf. This can be dropping habits, kicking habits, looking at things that are outdated. And I definitely see image changes, but I would particularly try to address those things with caution in the initial stage through January. We can be a little bit more accident prone. I especially also would be careful of food preparation, checking the use by dates, because I do particularly feel you at a personal level need to be very cautious of such. Some of you do need to read over some paperwork, and I would say paperwork can be better by month's end. Especially the last 2 weeks, if there was something that you needed to use a lot of psychological energy for, I would say it would go better in the last 2 weeks of January. I do particularly feel if there was some niggles surrounding friends, this is going to crop up again. And I feel at this point, it's almost like you're wanting to make radical change. I'm saying, I don't know why I'm saying this, but it's like really cutting it down to bare minimum. Although I do potentially feel some of these things can iron out and they can be so much better than you thought. It may be that you see eye to eye by month's end. I do feel some of you are, again, I'm seeing a contract here. You have major situations surrounding contracts this month. I would be, especially when it does come to your diet and eating, um, wellness, whenever I channel a message, my body usually takes on and exhibits the frequency of the person I'm channeling, the energy I'm channeling. And I was coughing earlier, so it can be that you're getting run down, can be that you are feeling, could be that you don't gel with certain foods or you're wanting to kick a habit. But I just feel from the throat chakra point of view, it may be necessary for you to really clear it out. I would say you can have some conflict, especially with co-workers. Try and be careful with co-workers, but definitely don't bite off more than you can chew. In the month of January, we can get a little bit overzealous. I do particularly feel you're wanting to change your nutrition, your diet, how you care for yourself, but I also feel at a potential level you might burn yourself out. So try to ease yourself into this year, and any conflicts surrounding, the things that you've got to address, really write a list down to get them done. And then we have some sense of motivation as we're moving through that systematic order and we're ticking those lists off, because I do feel potentially the anxiousness moving and the pressure could potentially be there. But I do feel people may misunderstand you this month. You also may misunderstand them. So I'm seeing lost in translation. I'm seeing, are we going left? Are we going right? Things will make more sense as we get grounded to proceed forward. Now, if I could give you any tips, I would say, I do feel transformations happening in contracts and in your partnership sector. I do particularly feel, I don't know why I'm seeing added security around home. Be aware and be vigilant. I also do see potential conflict and fights happening with family members and siblings. But this can also be something extremely positive, and it does seem to be that there is a potential where you can, how could I say it, rework those circumstances, put the playful approach back in things. I do feel you'll have more success where it does come to your nutrition, your wellness and balance. And I feel you're taking a very firm factor. I don't know if you're turning over a new leaf this year. It really feels quite bold. It's almost like going into hermit mode to have the great reveal, but whatever this is, you're going to put the legwork in. So if this is the hot body, or if this is, hitting the gym, or getting a gym set up at your home and doing things quite locally, or even using your physical daily routine to get that vibe back, I do feel particularly a lot of you can be really the boss in that domain. I also feel things are going to move very quickly. Yeah, they're definitely saying things are going to move very quickly. Last but not least, if there was any advice I can give you, major decisions, make sure that you make them more with the clarity and being grounded. Try not to personalize things. Some of you can have throat chakra and base chakra coming up. If you feel that anything is off, especially around wellness, think professional. Just really care for yourself. Make sure you are aware of what is needed of you this month, because I do particularly feel that you could get confused and feel you not getting the PDF of what people's needs are. So do some meditation, have some quiet time for yourself, and know this is going to dissipate. Love and light, beautiful. I will see you for your mid-month update. I hope to see you then. If you do want these pre-released ahead of the crowd, both on our podcast or via YouTube, you can join. They are at the same price. And we do have, basically you'll get, 3 editions technically. So you'll get the beginning of the month, mid-month, and then prior to the end of the month, you'll get the next month. Take care, and I will see you on the other side.